All right, everybody ready? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vexyz, the lurking legend. Y'all can just call me Vex. We're back at it again with a wonderful stream with the Scarlet Pirates. If you guys are not up to date, we'll do a little bit of a brief recap, and I'm about to introduce my wonderful crew. I just want to go ahead and shout out to all of the wonderful people in the chat right quick. We got Straw Hat Lucas, we got SSJ Cody, we got John Sherrod on all social media, Mikey D Maze, Who Man, all y'all are goats. Thank you so much for showing up. Make sure you like the stream. Check out all the links in the description if you want to catch a whole bunch of wonderful places where you can catch all of these wonderful guests that I have as a part of my crew, as well as other TLA D&D groups and whatnot. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting today. Something that's been long awaited. I think Pete called it the Ragnar retrieval arc. So hype. Make sure you stay tuned. I got a cover story that I always read at the end when we close it out. But that's enough from me. Make sure you check out the description. But let's go ahead and introduce our wonderful crew today. We have the man himself. We got Ragnar, the Gate Guardian, aka Lord Vegeta, playing Lord Azrael. How you doing, brother?
I like you no longer call me the man in arms. Oh, damn.
Hey, calm
looking
down.
Bad, chat. It's looking bad. No, I'm pretty good, man. I'm happy to be here. Let's see what happens. This is going to be a Sasuke situation, or this is going to be something just more on the lines of, I don't know, somebody else.
Bruh. They gotta chase your ass all the way through the north after this. Like, no, yeah, it's gonna be wild. But speaking of Pete, we've got the man himself. We've got Partypete, aka Percules, playing Bang D Boom. How you doing tonight, brother?
Greetings and salutations, my fellow. Yeah, no, glad to be here. Living the dream as always. Can't believe I'm saying that. It's always true. But yeah, you know, Ragnar might be the Sasuke in this arc he got coming out. He might be the Veggie or Great Ninja War. Who knows?
Hey, yo, that's crazy. But next up we have the frontline combatant of the last arc himself. We have NoChill Dill, a man by many names, playing his character. Also NoChill Dill. How you doing tonight, brother?
Yo, I'm doing pretty good. How is everyone in the chat doing tonight? Glad to see some responses. Look forward to another W session.
You know, there's like a delay, right? Like it's not like.
No, yeah, and I know they probably won't even hear this until like 30 seconds later, but you know, I can still see them in the chat.
They're vibing. Thank you all for coming through and showing so much love so early on into a stream. Next up we have the Helmsman himself. We have the DM of Group 14, Mikey's men, Mikey D himself, aka Torimori, playing Davos. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm so unbelievably hyped to be here. Vex, thanks for having us. Shout out to the chat, you guys. I see you rolling in. Super pumped. Yeah, thanks for that plug for Group 14. You guys will have to stay tuned to the end of this stream for a little more news about that. But yeah, I'm excited to get into it again.
Hell yeah. And then last but not least, we absolutely could not continue forward without introducing the captain of the crew themselves. We have the future queen of the pirates, Scarlet, played by Balincc.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm super fucking hyped to be here. Can't wait to see what Scarlet and the Pirates about to do this session. So I hope everybody ready for what we about to go on.
Hell yeah. So as a bit of a brief recap of what's been going on, they have reconvened at Port Delfina for the most part, almost all of them, and they got jumped by apparently Cypherpole agents, who Jerry also helped them fend off. And there was a ton of lore piece. You guys absolutely have to go check out like the past 2 sessions with all of the crazy amount of shit that was dropped, like big bombs, big reveals. But just to kind of summarize it all up, the crew has gotten to know the actual thick of the plot and gotten involved with a little bit more of the esoteric parts of the lore in the One Piece world, and specifically surrounding this island itself. We have also gotten a very impatient little monologue from Holly, the mermaid lady, who they had said that they would go and plunder the tourbillon with, and that aligns with their goals to go and save their brother in arms, Lord Azrael. After a sandstorm has been raging on the port, keeping them kind of landlocked for a bit, it seems like on the 3rd morning after all of that, a lot of training was done by some of the crew, a lot of just downtime stuff in general, some forging and crafting of new weapons and things like that has occurred, and that has been added to one of your sheets, and I have to still implement it into Russ's. Russ also leveled up after training with Scarlet. He basically got 2-shot by the captain, but that was enough to get him to level up, so I'm working on his sheet a little bit further as well. But on the 3rd morning after the sandstorm, started raging that night that y'all had the bar fight, it starts to clear up, and you all at the port side can kind of get a little bit more time to spend outside. I know that Bang D Boom specifically had some things to go over as far as the ship with Jerry. Is there anything else anyone would be doing as the morning hits and the sandstorm has cleared?
No, I don't really want to do anything. Oh, actually, I guess I want to go check and X around, see if everybody ready to dip out.
Be right back. Just 1 second. I forgot to feed my dog.
All right.
But yeah, y'all talk amongst yourselves for just a second.
Oh, could you? Rosie is starving.
She's fine.
Baby Bloom is just Oh, also, we should probably talk about what we're gonna do with these Gen Project dudes.
I guess we save them.
Does it not seem fit just to keep them on the ship?
I mean, are they even still alive?
Oh yeah, your boy Softy Boy has been keeping them taken care of, just barely, as per instructions from his brother in arms, Lord Azrael.
Okay.
But yeah, he mentions that if you were to ask that, Bang D Boom, Softy Boy just kind of chimes in. He's just like, well, we've got a brig, don't we?
Yeah, but I figured I might talk to him a little bit about how should I put this? An internship. Of sorts. Unpaid internship, but an internship nonetheless.
One of them seems pretty broken in, but the other two, I don't know if I would really trust about them.
Fair enough. Because I just need someone to walk on this treadmill to keep cycling energy into.
That is actually crazy. So
it's not any hard labor, meals and room and board provided, type thing.
He's like, yeah, we'll give them extra food if they walk on the treadmill. We call
Whoa, extra! Don't go crazy.
They're just barely fed. They're just barely drip fed, like the the absolute minimum as is. So I think that'd be a pretty good incentive to just give them like a full ration instead of like a quarter of one.
Well,
We call it meals on wheels or something like that, right?
See, what you do is you take that 3/4 ration and you stick it on a string in front of them. So as they're walking on the treadmill, they're more motivated to put more energy into the machine, so we can store wind power. And once they're done, then hey, 3/4 ration, there you go.
The new arrival, the Scorpion Zoan Orion, he seems to be lethargic about most things and doesn't really respond at all, not even so much as a scream. And he kind of like has like a blank face about him. And he's like, but the guy who sailed in on the ship that you came in on, he seems to be pretty obedient. He'll do whatever,
Oh, you mean the guy that tried to blindside me on the ship? Oh yeah.
But the other Zoan, the hyena fellow, he doesn't seem to be. He's stubborn. We haven't really been able to make any headway with him since day one, honestly.
Well, you know what? How about we do this? As long as it's cool with the captain. Throw the hyena dude and that new guy in the brig. Let me talk to my old buddy here. see if he might be willing to participate in this fruitful venture that we do.
And as you approach the workshop area, you've been in there a few times. It's got like a bit of a must about it. It's not the loveliest of atmospheres, but you can get the job done in there, and you spend a little bit of time maybe going in and out just for a bit while the sandstorms kind of subsided for like a half an hour. But then they pick back up, and I'm sure most of your time was spent probably in Jerry's bar this past couple of days. But now you're able to really just kind of stretch out and do whatever you need to do. So you would be able to find him in there.
Oh, great. Well, I'll keep it nice and short. By the way, I will pull out one of the glass daggers I have left and just toss it around. No. Just kind of tossing around, looking at him. It's just like, hey, you remember me?
He's just like, you're still here?
I'm still here, and I see that you're still here, and I'm so glad to see you.
So you'd be over here. There's a whole nother token I got a dragon put out over here. Hold on. But yeah, he's just kind of like a just anything you need from me, I'm fine, as long as if I could just get some food, some fresh water maybe. And he's just kind of you can see he's got sunken in features, and his eyes are this is the mannerisms of a crazed individual.
Right. I'm gonna just dangle one rations I have. I'm just dangle it in my hands, just food like this.
Yes. And he's just kind of just holding his hands out, and he's shackled, and you can see his hands that are kind of really close together, just kind of clapping for it, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna just hold it just out of reach. He
crawls forward on his two knees, and then just kind of face plants, losing offsetting his balance because he's not used to he hasn't moved in a minute. He suffered some atrophy or something. This is getting dark though.
No. Don't worry. I'm not that vindictive. Hey, look, man. Let's let bygones be bygones. I'm willing to look past some of your previous transgressions if you can just help me out with this little project I got going on. Or less, I just got a treadmill I need you to walk on when I tell you to walk on it for how long I tell you to walk on it. But in exchange, I can tell these are the best of conditions and such. But, a nice bed, full rations instead of quarter rations. can all be yours. I just simply need your cooperation. But I'd rather not like keep you shackled up while you're walking. You know, that seems a little bit over the top. But you know, if you're willing to cooperate and not playing tricks, I think this could work just fine.
His eyes like lighten up as he like peeled his face off the ground, like from face planting in front of you, and he's just kind of like looking up to you, and he's just like, yes, anything. And you can kind of see Bonsai just kind of like lounging, like he's just big chillin'. That's the hyena individual. I don't think you've interacted with him much because you weren't there for the original fight or anything, but he's just kind of like kicking back, laying like with like one of his knees hiked up and his other foot like across it, like just both of his arms behind his head, just kind of like he just spits on the ground in the direction of like
he's like big chilling, right?
Yeah, he's playing it cool right now.
Okay, can I shoot him?
I mean, roll to hit. He is prone, so I guess disadvantage.
Oh, he's prone?
Yeah, he's laying.
Stand up.
He's lounging.
I'm gonna hit him with my mace, but I'm gonna hit him with the backside so it doesn't, non-lethal. I don't know what the HP is looking like.
So you can roll to hit with advantage. You're going for non-lethal. It's probably better you did it with a melee weapon, because with a ranged weapon you cannot actually I don't think you have bless on right now, do you? Unless you just took the time to I was gonna say 14 actually doesn't hit. He's going to just kind of like very nimbly do like a curl, like a sit up, and like he just kind of like dodges out of the way, and he's just kind of like, he stands up and he just has his arms crossed and he's looking at you and he's just like, you're not getting any help from me.
I just wanted to make sure you were awake. You know, you seem.
Oh, I've been making them
over there. I just wanted to check on you.
I've been making the most of my time. Yeah, I'm not getting fed a whole lot here, but I've got plenty of time to work on every single one of my muscle groups. And he just kind of like stares you down, and this dude grins like the sharpest teeth you've ever seen on a human being, and he's just like, he does like a bit of a flex, and this dude is kind of still built, but he looks a lot more lean than somebody who like should be wearing like these clothes that he's wearing. You can kind of tell just off of context clues, because you haven't really interacted with him too much, but this guy's lost a little bit of weight, but he is maintaining like regular muscle activity.
Great. Well, hey, I love to see somebody that's staying in shape. I might have some work for you down the road, so don't lose that gumption that you got. You know, that would make things less fun, I guess. I don't really know you a whole bunch, but to be honest, yeah, you kind of seem like never mind. Okay. But I'm gonna turn back to the other guy that was much more cooperative. It's like, great, I'll come to get you later, but I'll toss him the ration, like the full ration.
This dude's like super pathetic about it. He like fumbles it on the ground, and it like I don't know, like falls into the sandy floor. He just starts eating it off the floor like Zorro style.
I wasn't trying to do him like that. I was really just gonna give it to him.
Nah, man, this guy's a hot mess right now. So yeah, you got yourself a hamster wheel situation going.
Carrot before the stick. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and talk to the captain about drowning. So
perfect. Davos, is there anything that you have your shield, your new patented Bang D Boom official brand, whatever you want to brand it as, but we
call it Boom Tech. Bang D Booms.
You have the Boom Tech Bear Trap Shield in hand. You're kind of getting used to the weight of it and things like that. So anything else that you're knocking out, Davos, on the morning that the sandstorms cut off?
Yeah, I'm just like, I have that on my arm now. I'm kind of testing it out, getting used to the new weight difference on it with the dummies over here. I also kind of like put my it's on my left arm, so I kind of like at a spot with my right hand on the shield, and I'm just like, okay, and I just get back to that, and then I guess with any extra time, if Dill wants to, we could maybe run some. I guess we might just be like practicing what we picked up from Jerry the day before.
Yeah, he's not the best of teachers, but yeah, you guys did get a little bit of pointers and direction from him. Other than the bit of like, but maybe sparring and practicing, what would Dill have on his plate for this morning?
All right, so it's gonna be, you said except for, so it's gonna be only 2 things, okay?
Let's go.
Sleeping and drinking.
Well, you don't have much to drink.
The third thing is training, but you said not training, so.
Yeah, you don't have much to drink other than cactus juice and some water, but you do hear that there is supposed to be a merchant ship in at some point today. Apparently your captain wanted to not necessarily involve with them too much, and that brings us to Captain Scarlet. What would you be doing? You said just kind of like checking in with everybody, making sure everything's good. As far as Bang Di Boom wants to talk to you about some things as well. I know he's got his 17-point inspection checklist of things that he's wanting to go over with you and probably Jerry. But what would you be doing, Balincc, with Scarlet for like this whole morning?
Oh, I guess besides, like checking on everybody, make sure everybody ready to dip and whatnot, make sure they're good. I would just head into the bar and just chill out. Probably just admire the sword I attained the other night. This shit glorious as hell.
Glorious indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, at the bar also, that boy Phil, the plug, will be kind of just downing a little bit of cactus juice, probably your drink of choice as well on this occasion, and he gets a transponder snail call, and you can just hear it like better. He's just like, oh hey. He picks it up, and the transponder snail has these big bushy eyebrows, and it has like a little sailor's cap and these like this big long like brown kind of beard with like graying little bits to it and things like that. It's missing a tooth or two, and one of its eyes is like a little bit like squinted while the other one's like really wide. And you can see like Phil having this conversation with this little tiny snail. Pales in comparison to a Ragnar din, but it's a funny little creature, regardless. And on this snail, it goes just like, hey, you're the contact right over at Port Delfina, and we don't want any trouble here. We're willing to offer our goods and services and whatnot, a little bit of an elevated cost, because reputation, you have to understand, but we should be making landfall here in about 1 or 2 hours. And Phil's just like I'm probably gonna end up making a regular relationship out of this if we don't have any trouble, like you're saying. I hope you got enough product for like a couple weeks at least, unless you guys are gonna be making regular scheduled visits. And they just kind of go into like a little bit of a back and forth about like things. Phil seems to be trying to like press for information and not getting anything too specific or whatnot, but basically this dude on the transponder snail just told y'all, because of the notorious reputation that this place has, he will be ripping you guys off. But like that's just kind of common business here outside of like the heavily policed parts of the world government. So there's going to be like a little bit of like a pirate tax effectively on all of these goods. And Phil hangs up the transponder snail, got lick, and he's just kind of like looks at the captain. He's like, You sure you didn't want to stock up on supplies before leaving? I know you said you wanted to get out of here before they showed up.
She hits her forehead, goddamn it. Out of all the things I did this morning, I didn't stock up on the supplies.
Like, well, we're kind of tapped, you know, like there's not much here other than living off the land, which I know the nomad friends of yours, they seem pretty well versed at. But you know, me, I'm a guy who likes trade. I like the industry. I like to, you know, like I'm a mover and a shaker. You know, I mingle, and this is just, y'all don't screw this up for me, all right? Like these guys could be making a lot of money. This, like, you know, like it's. You know, the guys at the archipelago were always pretty stingy. These guys, they seem like they might, you know, like if we can be in good standing and they stop, you know, kind of overcharging a bit. I think, you know, who knows? We got to see the quality of the product first, though. But other than seafood, I really don't have much to offload right now.
Thanks. I have a question. Since I went to go talk to him, do I hear any of this, or are you just talking to Scarlet?
Yeah, you could, like, when you walk in, you could like overhear some of it.
Okay.
Oh shit, I'm gonna tell him. Wait, about the supplies, right?
Yeah, other than like cactus juice and like seafood, and like some coconuts, like he doesn't have anything like fancy for you or anything. Like the place is kind of completely out of almost everything.
God damn it. Fuck it.
I'm gonna go with Scarlet and let's fill the plug. It's like, hey, I might, you know, have an idea. And I'm gonna take out I think I got one like glass dice set left. And I'm gonna show it to fill the plug. It's like, what do you think of, you know, stuff, similar items made from this material? Do you think they'd be valuable in some trade? I know you mentioned enjoying some trade. In terms of value, what is it?
Yeah, that's that fancy set that we saw that mermaid lady working with, right? Like,
Right.
So you seem to have a pretty good eye about this kind of stuff. She said this was one of a kind, unique, you know, fine work. I could probably, you know, from what I remember from her pitch, you know, I could probably get a pretty good penny for that, or a pretty large berry for that.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Captain, but it'd be nice if we could stock up on things like, you know, liquor, rations, you know, rope, metal, stuff like that, you know, setting off for our voyage. But we want to make sure the merchants feel as comfortable as possible, you know, come in for their transactions. So, you know, you seem to be a nice guy or something like that. If you could maybe set up to where I could show them some of my wares that I have, and we could negotiate a resupply price. I think that could be good business for us, help the reputation of the port. You know what I mean? Avoid conflict.
The only thing that's really bugging me is that phone call. They basically just told this man, oh, they gonna rip him off. What do I look like treating with this?
To be fair, Captain, the reason they raised the price is because of stuff we did.
And where was this guy last time? You know, like the voice of reason, honestly. And he just kind of shrugs a little bit.
I used the royal we. I wasn't a part of the takeover report. So I can't.
But yeah, Phil is just kind of like shrugs it off a little bit. And he's just like, I mean, it's when you work in a town such as this, and it's, you know, it's almost like you know, over in the West Blue, you know, it's wild over there, I hear, where they've got like a bunch of, you know, turf that's not necessarily owned by the world government. It's risky business coming all the way out here. All the pirates and bounty hunters, and especially with, you know, what hit the newspapers recently with a pirate captain, a marine captain going missing around these parts. It's
Yeah.
there's a bit of
A
an
Marine
opportunity.
captain?
I mean, I get it, but we'll just say we're having a liquidity issue right now with funds. So if you can set up a discussion for some trade, I'd definitely be appreciative. Because there's a couple things we'd love to resupply, and we'd love to do business with these folks.
Oh shit, if that's the case, bro, I'm gonna tell Phil.
A couple of us have a reputation in this land, but myself, I am bounteyless with no reputation of misdeeds. So you can tell them that, and I'm more than happy to make sure the captain agrees with them.
Well, from what I've heard, the individuals at Spider Miles are no strangers to pirate activity themselves, but it's nothing quite like here on Live Neil. It's a little bit more organized and less chaotic over there. They got their own messes, but I mean, I just appreciate that they're coming all the way out here, because like I said, showing up to a pirate port like this, just like if anyone were to go to Davenport, over on Turin, like there's an opportunity cost to doing business at these kind of locations. You kind of you got to account for the dangerous possibilities, and these people likely are going to be pretty interested if you have any of those unique weapons that you were talking about for trade, because they're anything but defenseless. I don't know what the deal with that other merchant ship was, or what they had going on, but it seemed like those pirates overran them before they even hit aground.
Yeah, those dudes were truly despicable.
Wait, did you get to be able to hear how many people on that ship?
The one showing up?
Yeah.
I mean, merchant ships normally run kind of a skeleton crew. They don't really want to have to like spend too much money on, feeding, a whole bunch of men or anything like that. They'd rather overwork, underpay. So I can't imagine it's much.
They just also kill you.
I'm gonna
that's
turn
right.
around and then turn bang around and just start snickering. Yeah, hey, I smell pirate in the air.
Relax. Look, granted, we could rob them, but alternatively, if we do rob them, then there will be no one really that's going to be willing to resupply this port, and all these nice folks we're leaving behind are either going to have to pay an arm and a leg, or have nobody to get their supplies from. I've got plenty of extra stuff from the glass house. So we could just get what we need. Maybe just this one time, we just make a regular purchase.
Or we rob them after we trade. Type shit. And leave them down under the sea.
See, Captain, normally I'd be with you, but remember, Lord Azrael?
Oh, yeah.
We got to get him eventually. And the time it would take us to set up the robbery, commit the robbery, beat them all down, and take all their stuff, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it at this particular juncture, No, there'll be plenty of people to rob, Captain. I just think these people in particular, we shouldn't rob. Plus, if you rob everybody that you come across, then nobody will come across you. And then how are you going to rob anybody? You got to let one or two go.
I'm going to start going to people, man.
At this point, Phil is behind you, you two, as you guys just kind of turned around and started snickering. He's just like he's pinching the bridge of his nose, and he's looking down so discouraged and defeated. He's just like, God, are you fucking kidding me right now? He's just I can hear everything you're saying, by the way. And
I'm just ignore him and look at. I'm just ignore him and look at Scarlet and be like, "Hey, just this one time,
Yeah,
maybe
Holly walks right in to the bars, straight off the dock side of things, not the sandy side of things, and she has like a little bit of like a swirling like little bit of water kind of keeping her balanced and whatnot, just like around like waist like height like she did the second you guys got here. As she like kind of like she has like wet footprints as she like steps onto the cobblestone from the docks and things like that, and she's just like, whoo, yeah, the water's nice. It's like when there's not a whole bunch of sand all up in it. Like, you guys know there's like 8 boats down there, right? That's crazy. And she's just kind of like looks confused.
Wait, what do you mean 8 boats?
She's like, over by the harbor situation, there's just a ton of wreckage.
Oh yeah. See, there was some stuff that happened a while ago. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Really. It's
All right, you know what? I'm gonna put my hand on Phil's shoulder just this once. Mercy.
I'm gonna just like
He
wipe.
starts swimming out the door.
I'm gonna just wipe sweat off my forehead. Just be like, ooh.
And Holly's also gonna be like, are y'all talking about the merchants that should be hitting up soon? Like, and she like pulls out like a little like clamshell coin purse type of thing, and she's just like she puts 300,000 berries onto the bar top, and she's just like, now you know, remember the deal, little hero man. And she like points and like looks down on Phil as if he's like this like small like diminutive like little like, and he's just like, yes ma'am. And she's just like, and the good stuff, and like Holly has already apparently made a agreement with him to procure a ton of their goods for the adventure that is to come of you guys hitting the tourbillon. Anything that y'all might need, she's like, I want first dibs. Well, for us, you know.
I mean, the main thing I was gonna buy was some liquor for Dill, and then some like materials that I may be able to use.
I just want to see what they got. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really want anything. I don't really need anything. Oh shit! They probably have premium cactus.
But Captain, do me this favor. When we go to talk to these guys, let's at least go together, because I've got all the glass stuff on me that we traded. So,
all right.
Holly like slams her fist onto the bar top, and like the whole like situation shakes a little bit. You can like feel the force behind it. You remember her like, you know, throwing some punches and whatnot in the bar fight and stuff like that. Like, she can kind of hang. She's a brawler of sorts, and she's just like, what are you talking about? You're not going to find better cactus juice than you could find right here. This is the premium cactus juice. They're not going to carry that kind of stuff. These guys might have fresh fruit though. These guys might have like, you know, like actual like good like sweetbreads. They might have like meat that's not from the sea. They might have, and she's just like starts going off all of these delicacies, and she's talking about like,
hey man,
no one said you can't get those things. You're just listing out some priorities for us, you know.
So, oh yeah, I know what I'm getting. Like, and she scoots like the little pile of 300,000 berries over to Phil, and Phil's just like, Phil just kind of nods, and she's like, I'm getting first pick. That's what I'm getting. And she like crosses her arms and like looks around, and she's just like, well, I guess like the cactus juice does kind of hit here. And then she like she asked Jerry to pour her some up, and yeah, she crit on that last one, so she's a fan, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Phil and be like, you gonna let her do you like that, bro? I mean, personally, I would take that's just me though, so don't worry about it too much. That's just me.
Yo, what is it Holly want first pick on? Is this something she knows they have?
And he just shrugs and he goes, anything. First pick at anything. That's I go where the money goes.
Hell no. I want first pick. This is my port. I demand it.
Well, the bidding starts at 300,000, and he just kind of like shrugs, and he's just like, I'm keeping it real. I go where the money goes.
I'm gonna put my hand.
Hell is a bidding.
I'm gonna put my hand on Phil's shoulder, and I'm gonna be like, all right,
What the fuck is that?
Hey, we talked a little bit about the values of these side things like that. First pick, I think that's 2 glass daggers should probably cover it, right?
Are we
And
negotiating this?
He's just like,
Oh, I'm like whispering to Phil because I just want him to give Scarlet the first pick for asking.
he's just like he like kind of he's like, I listen, man, like money talks. Like I mean these glass daggers I can only really sell like off of like her recommendation, like the shit that she said the other night. Like,
Hey, I can give you a background, at least some background on these glass daggers.
but you gotta understand what I'm saying is that like you start pulling more shit onto the table. She's like this chick's got like a silver tongue of sorts. Like I don't. Do you really want to start this? Like she's on your side, isn't she? Y'all are going to the same place.
Right, but we're going to the same place, but I gotta ride with both of them. The captain wants first pick, so you can't just help me out here. Tell Holly she'll get first pick, but in reality, when it comes time to pick something first, just let the captain pick.
I mean, if I'm gonna be completely real with you, like the only thing she's mentioned to me has been food. Like I don't even see her carrying a weapon, so I mean, I don't think you have to worry too much about any of that. Like as far as supplies go, it's all going to the same trip, right? Like, and Phil just kind of shrugs.
So rock with me here, Phil. So why can't we have 2 first picks, right? A first food pick and a first weapon pick. I'm just trying to create a situation where everybody can.
And he's just like, listen, I mean, we can let your product speak for itself. I don't know if I feel confident enough to outbid her if she were to put something onto the table. Like she's pretty good. Like, and he got like he feels extremely less confident around her. She just kind of like eclipses the shit out of this man.
I'm gonna just look at him like, Phil, look, she might be good, but I spent years on the ports bartering the price of materials with my family. If she's got a silver tongue, mine's gold. So yeah, like I said, just get us in there, man. You don't have to worry about too much. Just do it.
I'll see what I can do, like I said, and then your product can speak for itself or whatever. He's just like, but anyways, I should be here, I don't know, within the hour or so, like as this conversation's kind of like gone on for a bit. So you guys,
I did want to mention to the captain real quick. It was like, oh, by the way, there's some, I don't really know who that dude is, but he seems like kind of an asshole. We should get rid of that dude. And he's in there with the Gen Project guys. I don't know. He's got like a weird menacing look. He a little bit swole, but hungry, obviously. But I don't know. He seemed kind of beastly. But he's plotting something. If it was up to me, I say we get rid of that dude. The other 2 guys are much more manageable.
Scarlet forgets like which of these people he surrounds, like he takes back, which of these we actually kill off.
Oh, so I'm above table. I'm talking about the hyena man. Above table.
Hyena guy.
Yeah.
I've been killed.
Yeah, Scarlet's like, he's alive. Like,
yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. Lord Azrael's not here, and he kind of seems like more trouble than he's worth. If I had to take a guess, he seems like a devil fruit user, right?
Yo, where is he at?
He's in the shed. But if that's someone y'all ran into before I got here. But from his strange appearance, I'm guessing he's got a devil fruit of some kind. We could just toss him in the water before the ship gets here.
I'm gonna go get Azrael, and then we going handle that.
I mean, Azrael's like, already in the ocean, like way away from here. So I don't know how you gonna get him.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like, look, Azrael's not here. The other 2 guys are much more agreeable. This guy seems like he's plotting something. He's smiling. I tried to
have the other 2 guys help me kill that guy.
Right, but we don't have to do too much. He's still tied up.
Oh,
We can just, like I said, we can just drop him in the ocean. I'm just saying we shouldn't take him with us on the ship. That's really all I'm saying. However you want to handle him past that, you know.
I'm kind of tired to talk about this trade and shit. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now.
Jerry just kind of like looks at the two of you from across the bar after like pouring Holly like three glasses of cactus juice or something like that, and he's just like, yeah, speaking of the ship, yeah, I figured you'd want to check out like the whole rig I had set up as far as like capturing all that the sand
sure.
stream. That's what I figured I'd call it, is like a sand stream, kind of like engine or something.
Yeah, and, I need to see how it works so I can incorporate my treadmill for our new intern. I mean, intern.
Yeah. So the ship has been moored, so it's like up and out of the water and on like kind of like dry land, and you can see that there's like two big sleds affixed to like either side of it, and at the very aft of the ship, pointed towards the like the mizzen mast, is like a bit of like a turbine, like propeller type of situation that there's like a little like pressurized canister with some pipes kind of like leading into it. It's just like this like little apparatus, and he starts going off for a minute talking to you in like shorthand and just kind of saying terms that might be like colloquial and like that you might not be 100% familiar with. He's trying to be helpful, but you know, like the like Mikey, or I'm sorry, like Davos and brother Dill learned, he's not the best teacher, and he's trying to put it in layman's terms already. So I'm gonna go ahead and.
I don't think for Bangy Boom, I don't think I need layman's terms.
No, yeah, but he's just being like very like some of the terms are like pretty old head, and some of them are like from different parts of the world, and some of them are like he's just saying like doohickey and like thingamajig and stuff like that. Like, so it's like it regardless of your prowess, it is a bit hard to follow. I'm gonna need on your sheet it's an arcana check, but it'd be engineering to see how well you can keep up with what he's saying.
Okay, give me 1 second.
No sweat. And then Scarlet, you said you're about to just go and like take out the hyena guy, is that what you said?
Yeah, I gotta nip this in the bud.
So you walk into the shed, which you probably forgot was there, tucked behind some of the tents and stuff like that, around some of the palm trees, and there are 3 dudes you probably forgot about entirely. The captain of the crew that tried to like bring up Bang D Boom before bring him in before y'all did, before he swam up on the ship on the shore after like cracking that ship in half, like that dude from like technically the first session on this channel. He is, you know, there just kind of like he stares at you and he's just like, you. And you know, Orion, the scorpion gentleman, is kind of sitting in the corner staring at the ground, fairly unresponsive. And then just laying down, lounging, as chill as could be, is Bonsai, the hyena Zoan individual from the massive town fight with like several bounty hunters and marine individuals.
Oh, all right. He's just sitting, like he's just chilling, and these other two are like
big lounging. Yeah.
Well, I'm walking. I would say, so I've been hearing this hyena man is causing problems.
I wouldn't say that, but he just kind of like looks around and he's like, I'm sure they wouldn't either. You know, we've all been getting along pretty well in here.
What's up, hyena man?
That's the scorpion man.
God damn it. Who's hyena man?
The one laying down, like the one that's sideways. But yeah, he's he's just kind of like, you know, just playing it cool, shrugging it off, not like just being like super aloof and like he's not worried about anything. You know, he's been locked up in here the longest. He's probably been treated the worst because although Orion, we did show up in critical condition, he's only been here a couple days, and Lord Azrael has not been here to you know, perform any tests on him or anything like that. But Bonsai's, he's been here since like basically day one, you know.
So this one's Bonsai, right?
This one right here.
Oh, this one's Bonsai?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, all right. Now I'm gonna tell him, why the hell am I being told it seems like you up to no good?
So I don't know
Kick
what he's just like kind of like you can actually, you have advantage. Go ahead and do an unarmed attack because he is prone right now.
Why not?
Oh wow. So that is a crit, which is crazy. So yeah, you are going to hit him with a swift kick, and he doesn't really like get the chance to move out of the way or anything like that. He just goes oh. I really don't see how that's necessary. You guys ever thought about, you know, having better room service around here? And he just kind of like smiles and laughs a little bit and you can kind of like you can kind of tell that this guy, he's putting on a front. He's like trying to get underneath your skin. He's trying to like play it big. He's trying to like he's not afraid like he was previously, after like the terrible things that he has seen.
From where I'm standing, right? Can I see if these two have like any weapons or anything on them?
Oh no, there's weapons all around in the workshop, but on like Bang D Boom's half. On Lord Azrael's half, there's like nothing that they can really interact with, like because they're shackled up and things like that. But high up on the walls there might be like some like scalpels and syringes and things like that.
Well, I'm gonna tell him, and I'm gonna say this with the straightest face possible. See, this is where you fucked up. You're not my test subject, so I don't gotta treat you with care. I don't gotta make sure your organs stay intact, make sure you're alive. And I'm gonna point at this old man over here. Kill this man.
The old guy is just like, I mean, ma'am, and he kind of like bows a little bit to you. He's just like, I don't know. And he's like shackled up. He's like, I don't know how you want me to do that, but this dude's been doing push-ups like with his shackled hands like every day. He's been doing like squats. He's been like this dude's like a little brick shit house. Like I don't know. I'm an older guy, you know. I haven't been fed right in weeks.
You're weak. Don't point to him. You kill this man.
And then Orion, the scorpion individual, just kind of like barely like averts he's just been staring at the ground this whole time, like completely like lethargic. And he just kind of like, as you address him, he just kind of like looks at you with like a blank expression and then looks back down to the ground.
Damn, it's that bad, huh? Shit, I'm gonna say fuck it. I'm gonna swing on him with my sword.
Okay. He is no longer prone, as he kind of stood up after getting hit the first time. So you can swing at this. He is restrained though, so you can absolutely still have advantage. And with that, he is actually going to dodge out of the way. He's just like looks at you. He's like, "Hey, this is a fancy sword you got there." You sure you want to really be picking a fight with the guy who's all shackled up? It's not honorable or anything like that.
Honor? I'm gonna start laughing at his face. You think I give a fuck about honor?
Yeah, I
Be
probably.
impressive. Show me something. Show me that you could do something shackled up. I'm gonna attempt to swing at him again.
Go ahead. Uh, 21 does hit. $11 is interesting. He's actually going to use a reaction, and he is going to put the shackles in front of the blade, and the blade swings right through the shackles. He does get the rest of the cut onto his body mass, but his arms are freed up now. And he just kind of like stares at you like with a crazed look, and he's just like, you said do something, right? And he cracks his neck and cracks his knuckles, and he's just like, listen, I don't want any trouble. Not with you, not with that guy with the mace, not with any one of you, except... And he like stares at like the Lord Azrael's half of the workshop and stuff like that. And he's like, I want a rematch with the man that put me through hell.
That's all? You just want a rematch? That's it?
And he just kind of nods without blinking, with just like a crazed look in his eyes and like the sharpest teeth you've ever seen on a human being. And he's also just like losing blood from like the wound that you just put into his chest from like swinging through the shackles and like still hitting him center mass. And he's just like I mean, the other people here aren't really much for talking. And he like looks over at Orion and then like looks at the old man, and he's like and your friend with the peg leg just kind of, you know, swung first and asked questions later. It's like, but I'm willing to let that and this, you know, completely slide. It doesn't bother me anything. And he's like, but I need a rematch with that one individual. You know, the one with the forearms.
Yeah, you talking about Azrael. I mean, I wouldn't mind you having a rematch. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like you will lose again. But damn, shit, I low-key want to see this. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody will feel some type of way if I just bring them back. God damn it. All right, listen, you chain yourself back up. I'll be right back.
He's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He's like,
just chain yourself back up.
He's just kind of like looking at the shackles that like, and like, he's like, if you like, where is he? Why isn't he here?
Well, all right. See, that's why you gotta chain yourself back up. Because if I come back, then that means it's a no. But if he comes back, then, you know, shit's fucked. And if he sees you unchained, then I don't know if you really gonna get a fair and square rematch.
It's as if the first one was fair and square. Anyways, and he's just like, he just kind of sits back down and he's like, if you want to chain me up, but I'm not going anywhere until I get a rematch with that individual. And he just kind of like is like, he's just like diabolical looking, like in his face, his whole like mannerisms and everything.
All right, make some friends. Smile a little bit, damn.
He's got like the creepiest smile on his face. Bang D Boom
for Bang and Dill.
Yeah,
and
Bang D Boom, you've been kind of getting the full like long and short of it, like with all the jargon and like crazy vernacular and stuff like that of like all of the places that Jerry's traveled.
That was my bad.
No, you're good. Hold up. I didn't know there were more than 2. Okay, so you got 22 or I mean technically you got an 8, right? Like,
I'm gonna say I don't really have anything that gives me advantage. That's why I didn't know the first one rolled, so I refreshed. So that's why.
Yeah, so you got a little bit, like you understood just like the bare minimum of what he was talking about and some of like the shorthand you kind of picked up on and things like that, but there's some of it that just like didn't quite make sense to you or anything like that. And at the very end of his like long diatribe about like what he had set up, he's just like, anyways, I wrote it all down here for you, like if you want to get technical about it. He gives you like a bit of a manual. This is like 400 pages. Like it feels like this is huge. Like this is and he's got kind of sloppy handwriting as well. There's like some liquor stains on it and stuff like that. But yeah, this man, did what he could. You feel like you would probably be able to try to fix anything if anything went wrong. But the main thing that you took away is that he said like, but whatever you do, make sure that these skis and that keel stay intact. You don't want them taking a whole lot of damage, because then you wouldn't be able to go on, around on land without the skis. And if your keel's cracked, you do not want to be in the water.
Fair enough. That much I pretty much had a grasp on already. So I appreciate it, but I am gonna like think about building some guards for like the sleds or whatever, just to like put right in front of them. So like if there's to break apart like rocks and stuff they might come across, some metal like pointed guards, something like that. So I'm gonna start thinking about that.
Jerry would also mention to Davos, as Davos is the helmsman. He's just like, all right, I don't know if you've ever really, piloted one of these things on land. This is kind of something that's not really ever been, nothing of this size has really been, heard of, but you should have enough force. But I just want you to make sure whenever you're turning the rudder like you would in the water, like the overcompensation like of the angling is going to be significantly less than if it would be in the water. And he's just like, so just test her out before you get around too many obstacles. He's just like, just make sure you've got your basic maneuvers down. And Davos, you would know that kind of just means like, just like a simple zigzag, so you can kind of see how quickly responsive like the turning is and things like that, and maybe like a spiral or two, just so you can kind of like basic maneuvers, so you can kind of get like the handling of the ship down. But he says it's gonna handle and be a lot more sensitive on land than it would be in the water, because there would be less resistance.
Davos is soaking up information. His eyes like light up in stars, and he's just like, He's just getting unbelievably hyped for the moment to actually get to sail this sand ship.
Yeah. I guess for Bangy Boom, like now he really just wants to get some like metals and like kind of raw materials, because considering the rudder and the like sleds and stuff like that, he kind of wants to put at least like a little metal coating on the outside of that stuff to help, resist against damage from stuff like rocks and things you'd find on Earth versus the sea.
Yeah, right now there's like a thick canvas lining them, because it does well with like in this climate, and it can do fine like if slightly wetted. It can do fine like to help prevent like any major damage to the wood structure. It's like thick enough to like just, so that's like typically what would be used. You've heard it like a dozen or so times here, and you've even had to treat your own like your equipment and stuff like that a little bit more delicately and special, and give it a little bit more regular cleaning and whatnot. Metal does not do well here, and there's not a lot of it around.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
But there's like a thick canvas that is lining underneath these. the same kind of like canvas that you would like see being used to help like waterproof like doorways like during storms and stuff like that of like above deck on ships and things like that. It's, you know, like rope and stuff like that that's just been like hammered out, or like, you know, like hide and things like that that have been like treated specifically to handle this type of wear and tear, and it's thick enough to prevent any like sharp, like, you know, obviously you wouldn't want to like you know, just like glide straight into rocks or anything like that, but little stuff is not going to be an issue.
I get what you mean. Is Scarlet in the room with me and Davos?
I'm assuming that all of y'all would probably have been chilling somewhere around the bar area or something like that, as time kind of like the time approaches for the merchants to arrive.
Okay, well, then I was just gonna say, in terms of, you know, there's one issue we haven't necessarily addressed yet, and that's a name for the ship. Yeah, you know, I'm a handsy guy myself, but I, you know, having crafted a large portion of the vessel, you know, what I was thinking in terms of
the Scarlet Escapade.
See, you know, I was thinking in honor of, you know, the future queen of the pirates and stuff like that. Maybe we call the ship the Queen's Gambit.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah. I do declare I like the sound of that. Davos like claps his hand on the bar top.
Yeah, Captain.
Dude, you just see Scarlet grinning from ear to ear. Yes. Hence, our ship will be named the Queen's Gambit.
Jerry is just kind of like looking over all of y'all. He's like, wow, so this is like a real moment for y'all. Next, you're gonna tell me, you know, you haven't even like got a Jolly Roger picked out.
Wait, do we? Oh, look at Dill. Do we got Jolly Roger?
Above table, I have no idea if we have a Jolly Roger.
So above table we do. On table we do not.
Actually, on table, Scarlet has had a flag with her since the Davy Beck fight.
Like a ship flag, like a sail.
Yeah, like
I just didn't know if it was for the Scarlet Pirates or if it was just a Jolly Roger. Like if it had been made already in canon version.
It's kind of like just like a blank canvas, like a red flag.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull that out and I'm gonna tell him. Give me about, Vex, how much time you think it would take until the merchants pull up?
Not even a half an hour. But yeah, you can
like 20 minutes.
You try to get it whipped up like in that time.
Captain, I think we should wait to fly that flag until after the merchant.
Picasso Dill. Scarlet Picasso.
I don't think you have any proficiency with like painting, like painter's tools or anything like that. But you can give me either. I know you're pretty versed in performance. You can give me a performance check, and we'll see how it goes.
Performance.
Let's go.
Yeah, soft 20 is great. So the classic, I'm assuming you're going for like the Scarlet Pirates, like Jolly Roger that I have on the thumbnail and on the stream layout, and like the one, right? Yeah, all right, bet.
No, so it turns out, Vex, we're actually going to be changing it. We got to retroactively change all of that now.
I mean, it wouldn't be too hard for me, actually. But yeah, so the actual Scarlet Pirates, like first Jolly Roger, is ready to be flown on the Queen's Gambit, the flagship of the Scarlet Armada or some shit like that. And Jerry's just like over here like, wow, so it's not every day, you know, like I guess he tips his hat and he's just like, I guess I'm glad I could have witnessed it, you know. I'll remember this whenever you're Queen of the Pirates, that I was here to see this. And he like,
see, get the hang of it.
He puts out like another
Never forget it, Jerry.
yeah, he puts out another like thing of cactus juice for you, Scarlet, and then Phil gets a call, and it's for you can he just quickly is just like yeah, we'll make sure to give you a warm welcome. And he's just like Kalik hangs it up and he's just like, all right guys, be cool, seriously. And the merchants pull up.
I'm the queen. I'm always cool.
And yeah, the merchants pull up. Is gonna be like 2 ships specifically, a crew of easily about like 50 men between the 2 vessels. One of them is gonna be a larger guy with a pretty big belly. He's been eating pretty fat and happy on these seas, and he is not wearing a shirt at all. And he's a very hairy individual with like I said, one squinting eye and one big large like wide open like crazed kind of eye. He's missing a few teeth like Blackbeard style, and he's got like a long brown beard with like some gray like streaking through it and stuff like that. And he's kind of got like an Einstein hairdo. It's just like all over the place and stuff like that. And he steps out onto like the gangplank and like hits the docks, and he's just like
dude.
Immediately he like looks around and sees that there's like no other like ships except for like the one, and he's just like all right, we don't want any funny business, we just want your money, all right? Like, and he's just like we got plenty of goods here if you're willing to do business. He's like, but if not,
we have plenty of money here if you're ready to do business.
Yeah, I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna step out with Scarlet and be like, gentlemen, welcome. Very nice to meet you all. We're I know you guys said you're here to do business, and that's why we're here as well. So we're happy you showed up. You know, who knows? Them people running wild around here. So glad to see you guys made it here safe.
Jerry is going to like storm straight out of the bar, and Holly is like also like getting ready like just to interact with these individuals as Phil goes and shakes this guy's hand. Jerry immediately steps out of the bar with like berries in hand, and he's just like, I'll take every bit of booze you got.
Why yourself, buddy?
I'm gonna just look at Jerry real quick. It's like maybe not every bit. You could leave a barrel or 2 aside, depending on what you got. Let's talk about it first, maybe. You know, fellas.
Yeah, I'm just crawling over.
I'm gonna put my hand on first, man. I will be training with you first. I am the captain.
Yo, I'm gonna think.
Hold my hand out for hand.
I'm gonna think about what Dill said to Holly after she told us what happened in the cave. I'm gonna look at Dill and just be like, hey, relax, bro.
Oh god.
He's got like the shakes.
Oh, yeah.
He's got.
I'm gonna do myself, and then
I got you, bro.
How do you got me? I'm the only one with money.
I have plenty of tradable goods, so keep your money.
They want money.
Hey! Both of y'all. We got a professional. Remember?
Right. Now I'm gonna look at Dill real quick and just like, hey, let me do my thing. Keep your money in your pocket for now.
So men, let's commence the business. I'm the captain. I step over. This is Jerry, the bartender, and I'm gonna step over again. This is Holly, the mermaid. That's her title. Yes, you are the mermaid. And this is Bing Dee Boom.
Wasn't she wanting to hide that, Captain?
She is a woman.
He's just like, he's like, really? I had no idea. Well,
Like she doesn't have like a ring of water floating around her.
she might have just, she might have just spelled that, like whatever, like she knew company were coming, but now she's just like, well, fuck it, I guess. Like, and she just like, she's like, whatever, like, don't try any funny business, because I'll be able to outswim your ships. And she just like wags her finger a little bit at him, and he just like puts his hands up like, whoa, hey, like I'm the one telling y'all no funny business. I do good business. And he's like, I'm sure that like our friend here had said that there's plenty of beef that's been had here on this port, and he like looks across and sees like all the sunken ships and things that have been like tore apart, and he's like, but my ship will absolutely not be another one of those. And he's just like, either we do good business or I leave, and that's it.
Don't worry about it, man.
We're all here for good business. Those ships were our potential ships that got shot down.
Hey, relax. Okay, we're really just here to complete the transactions, to be honest. Is this your first time to the port?
I came here a long time ago. It must have been at least 15, 16 years at this point. And he's like,
have you had the cactus juice?
He's like, yeah, not a fan. I got a bit of a stomach. I got a bit of a sensitive stomach. This stuff doesn't do too well with the red meat. And he as he says red meat, Holly's just like, oh, dibs. and she's just like immediately like, all they have here is seafood. I'm sick of it at this point. And like she's like, she's just like,
people. Yeah, I'm a look at the guy that came in on the merchant. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm not a fish. And she's like, you know that, right? Like we're different.
Oh, hey man, I wasn't born under there, so I don't know.
And it's kind of offensive, like honestly. Like
Baby Boom's just gonna snicker a little bit.
So what do I mean? Is it not mermaid? Do fishes not swim? Am I lost?
I mean, so it's like me calling you an elephant just because you walk on the land. Like you're it's different.
Hey man, Scarlet was the elephant. She starts flexing her muscles. Hey man, who stopped me?
Right. Anyway, yeah. Let's. I had you guys take barter as well as cash, right?
He goes, here we go. Oh my goodness. And he's like, I mean, I'll see what you got, but I don't make any promises.
Hear me out. We have cash too. I just wanted to check because there's some, some stuff you don't necessarily see all over the place. I'm gonna take out. I got 2 glass cutlasses left, just for the record. And I'm gonna take out one of them and show them to him. And be like,
Oh, kid, I don't know how to tell you this, but whoever decided to make weapons out of glass, this is only really good for one swing, I'm sure, right? Like, and he just kind of like
give it a shot. I'm gonna hand it to him, and I'm gonna take my mace out. I'm gonna let him like swing it against the mace.
He kind of like just gets the feel of it and does like 1 or 2 test swings like into the open air. He's like, oh, that's pretty lightweight, I gotta say. Like, this might be, and he like whistles, and like a little child hops off the deck and like onto the docks and whatnot, and he's just like, here you go, Henry. And he's like, why don't you this guy wants you to test this out, see if it can handle it. And this is like an 8-year-old kid, and this kid looks kind of jacked and is like scrapping and is ready, and he's just like, he's my pride and joy. I taught him everything I know about business and survival. And this kid like cracks his neck and cracks his knuckles, and he's just like, he picks up the sword. The sword is like almost as tall as he is, and he's gonna like come up and swing on you, Bang Deep Boom. And he just like yells out like a little bit of a high pitch, like you hear his voice crack. He goes like on guard, like, and he's just. I'm just gonna roll like a flat d20.
Oh wait! I thought we was doing business. We sparring? You know, ask me to join.
I'm gonna look back at Captain and be like, trust.
Okay, so this kid has a +3, which is not that great.
Okay,
but a 19.
I mean 16. Yeah, 19 would hit. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna swing on you, and like if you want to try to like do a contested swing, I'll let you. Just like as a block, like kind of like, or are you trying to like clash?
I mean, I guess I'll just clash because like I'm trying to get him to test the blade.
Oh yeah, this kid's about to like make a fool of you if you don't. Okay, so
I mean that's fine. I want him to think their sword's good. That's cool.
The glass cutlass swings down, and then like this kid had a lot more force behind it, like his swing, than you were immediately thinking. Bang de boom. He staggers you a little bit.
See, I'm gonna let him have it because I want him to buy it. So, you know, I'm gonna just like dial back a little bit.
But yeah, glass onto like spiky metal. This weapon does not shatter, and the larger gentleman just kind of like crosses his arms and goes, okay, all right. He pulls out like a little bit of like a jeweler's loop and inspects along, like, and it doesn't see like any like fractures or anything like that. And Holly's just like, oh yeah, you're not gonna find anything like that, you know. It's a one of a kind, and the guy who made it is hit a bit of an early retirement, you know. So that's unique. You know what that means.
Yeah.
And
limited edition.
This guy's just kind of like, well, it's a good sword from my boy Harry, and you know, one of these days, everything across the horizon I will own for him, and he will inherit it all. And I think, you know, for his self-defense, I think I'd be willing to, you know, offer you a good 100,000.
Okay.
And Holly's,
100,000. So let's.
yeah, Holly
let's
just kind of
translate that
nods
in.
and she's like, okay, yeah. Like,
Yeah, 100,000. Great. So let's translate that into some supplies. Let's maybe do a mix. What do you say about 50,000 in a barrel of rum?
And he's just like, so, all right, so you guys are speaking my language now. And he's actually going to start to offer you, and there's basic supplies as far as some metals, some like wood materials, gunpowder, some simple weapons. There's gonna be like simple armors and shields as well, like of like wood and metal. Nothing glass though. That's unique to what you guys have. There's gonna be all of the basic food staples that you can think of, as well as some luxury items, plenty of booze. So if there's anything that you guys are specifically wanting to buy, we can go over that. If you just like kind of send it in the chat, I'll get the prices kind of figured out a week. If there's any haggling that you guys want to be done, this guy seems to be an honest businessman, and he's gonna yes, alcohol bill, absolutely.
Yeah, bro, I just negotiated for your alcohol, but I'm just gonna like take out one of the glass daggers and like spin it around a little bit, and I was like, I'll throw this in as a sweetener just because you're a reasonable guy. You said you want to protect your son. What's better than having a backup? And I'm gonna hand him a glass dagger.
But yeah, so we'll go ahead and lump it all together, figure out the pricing, and then yeah, this guy will just kind of get it all done in one transaction. Holly is gonna clear this guy out of food, and she's already said 300,000 for basically food, and food alone is what she has put onto the table. And if there's any other necessary kind of adventuring gear, you guys will need to buy that, like you said.
I need plenty of like hay or something for Rocky B. You know, I need good feed for my boy.
Yeah, so that's really cheap, and you'd be able to get that pretty easily. Anything other than food, alcohol, and hay, you go ahead and put it into the chat, and I'll get that figured out in just a second. But at this point, we are going to venture down below and see what our friend is doing in the tourbillon. After many like what feels like many nights, you might have even lost count, Lord Azrael, you find yourself emerging free at last into the dark depths of the tourbillon, immediately almost whisked away, but you get your bearings pretty quickly by the strong like gyre of this whirlpool that you had found yourself into. The beast behind you now is lashing around and surging electricity as it seems to have really taken significant damage from you injecting glass intravenously into its circulatory system, and it has reached its heart, and this being seems to be in outrage. You are able to swim a bit away from it without it noticing, but I'm gonna need actually a dexterity saving throw as it surges electricity out at you. Brother Ragnar, I think you.
A minute.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if you were talking or not. 13. We're gonna move you back onto this map here. You can see your tiny little self over here. This is like a drop. What's up?
Constitution.
Oh, that is Constitution. Oh God. So as you are kind of enveloped in this like surge of electricity that hits you, you're going to be momentarily stunned for a bit, and as the electric waves kind of hit you, immediately this thing can tell almost through like a bit of like an electro sensing that there is a creature nearby it, and it is going to kind of like turn around, and you see its gigantic red eyes staring into your direction. You are stunned for a bit, but what you do notice is that the actual like electricity doesn't seem to bother you as much as it did when you were previously hit by it, the multiple times that you've been hit by it in the past couple of days.
Oh.
It slows down your muscles a bit. You even feel like a bit of like a reflexive twitch in the fingers of your other arms that haven't been working for a minute now. They're still not fully responsive, but that shock kind of just like gave them a little bit of like there was a little bit of like a jolting like back to for a second there. As you, I'm assuming, kind of swim a little bit with the swirling of the gyre, you find yourself near a familiar shelf. It seems that the nesting ground of this large Neptunian seems to be just below this area. And as you kind of like lift up, you can kind of see the lamprey and the hagfish just kind of burrowing into the ground, like trying to hide from this being as it lets out a large surge and roar and you can see a gigantic patch of disturbed sand where the shipwreck that you called home not long ago was completely devoured by this thing's gaping maw.
Bam. Oh yeah, one of the ships are gone.
Yeah, right here.
I realize.
This whole spot right here has been cleared out. But yeah, you remember just how large the open expanse is of the vast wide ocean, and that this is just one tiny little nook of one corner of the entire like ocean. You felt very small within the belly of that beast, but there's just so much more around you now than there was even inside of that, as there are several different like shipwrecks and things like that. And you have just precious moments where you are stunned and able to only just kind of like drift with the flowing like tidal surge here, and immediately behind you yelling, just shouting out in pain in words that don't quite make sense to you, is a large beast that echoes in your head almost as loud as when you shared a moment within yourself with what you believe to be as Davy Loans.
What the?
And after, let's see. Sorry, my roll 20 crashed. All right, yeah. So you're going to take, let's see. You're gonna take 3 damage, as you seem to have some sort of like a unique resistance to this type of attack that you did not have before.
Wait. I'm still stunned, so I'm just like,
Oh no,
I wouldn't.
yeah, you'll be quickly unstunned after like the attack. Like it's just one round of stun as this thing emerges behind you. And okay. I think the spacing is accurate on this map. I'm not sure. Yeah, so this thing is like right on your tail.
I have to assume with the current, so I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna go. You know that song? But it's not left. It's gonna be right. To the right. To the right. And then I'm gonna be like, Davy Loans, is that you?
Give me an insight. What is that, guidance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so 17 is pretty good. You would know that this thing was able to shock you, even though it didn't bother you that much. It still kind of stunned you a bit. This thing was able to shock you from a decent distance away, and this thing is clearly like an apex predator, the largest, like possibly most powerful individual like entity that you might have seen outside of Davy Loans himself. And this thing is probably ridiculously fast. With the 17, you would know you need to get the hell out of dodge. Like, you need to pull out all of the stops. You need to escape. There is no chance of fighting. And like, if just with like your basic, like, you need to put all into your swimming as fast as you can right now, if there's any chance of survival.
I see. So that's the situation I'm in.
Absolutely.
Expeditious! Retreat!
Ain't no way.
I take a whiff of fresh water for the first time.
This is not fresh water, but I get what you're saying. So that allows you to move, so you can immediately do it, and as a bonus action.
I will also remind you, I've been in mobility form. I chose that one.
That is true.
So my speed in water is no longer 40, but 50.
Okay, and so yeah, it just however much movement you're able to get and like get the biggest gap in between you and it would be highly advised. Otherwise, it's gonna still be able to stun you and probably catch up to you extremely quickly. As far as the rest of the crew, I want to remind you guys that negotiations are happening right now for your goods. If there's anything other than food or booze or hay that you are wanting to purchase, make sure to put it in the chat. So is that as far as you're able to move away from it, Lord Azrael?
Yeah, because I already used some of my movement earlier, so pretty much I can't do the bonus action. I can't do I have to wait until next turn to do the bonus action dash, all that stuff.
It says when you cast the spell and then as a bonus action on each of your turns. So if you haven't used your bonus action yet, and you also get it just for casting the spell, so you get like a shit ton of movement actually.
Oh, so I guess that still counts.
Yeah, so you get like you get to move whenever you cast the spell, and then you can also, so you get like you get the benefit of the dash action just for casting it, and then you can also get it by using your bonus action, which I don't think you've used your bonus action this turn.
No, it was my bonus action to cast it.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've used your movement. You could
Action
dash and then
action.
Okay, got you. So you are far as hell away from this thing now at this point. As you can see, like these individuals here, these like lamprey are like burrowing in. They don't want anything to do with this whole situation. They're kind of like looking at you, like you've studied their behavior a little bit and you kind of understand their mannerisms to a small degree, but they're kind of looking at you like sideways, and they're just like why the hell are you bringing it this way? Like they're like, what the hell, man? Like and that is going to be your first little bit. I'm actually going to then ask you, Brother Ragnar, to roll initiative.
This has turned out well for me in the past. Yep, yeah, it looks like me. That's definitely my kind of initiative right there.
That's crazy, actually. Well, let's see how this thing does.
Be freaking 33 in initiative.
I don't know if it's possible, actually. Like, my roll 20 is being doo-doo right now. All right.
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah, that is tragic. Cool. Well, let me add its turn, and then it is going to move on its turn. I really wish my roll 20 was cooperating right now. 23 sounds good. And on its turn, it is going to attempt to shoot you with a crackling bolt breath.
Oh, I thought he was gonna pull out a blick. I was like, that's crazy. They got blicks.
All right, so its bolt breath is going to, this is not like a surge, but like a one concentrated blast, so this would be much more powerful if it were to hit you. And I think a 22 does hit, right?
Damn, it does.
And it is going to end up, oh my god, 11 points of damage. And go ahead and make a, this one's a constitution save.
See, I will be doing my interception.
Okay. Do you have that?
Yeah, but I don't have it.
I was saying Lord Azrael doesn't have interception.
No, trust me, I know. But I'm thinking to myself, my instincts automatically just said that, and I realized, oh, I don't have that.
Yeah, I was like, wait, did he get a fighting style? Did he, like, I
This is what happens when you're in 8 campaigns.
So you are in fact stunned for your next round in combat, and we will get to see what the results of the next round of combat are in just a bit. But we are going to head.
Did I take 22 damage or did I take 11?
You took 11.
I'm alive.
Back at the port, there have been negotiations, and with the goods that were willing to be offloaded and the money that was put down by Holly, all of the food and booze was covered, and tons of food at that, like a lot. Like dozens of different types of like fresh fruits, pears, mangoes, grapes, even like peaches, strawberries, their preserved fruits, vegetables, dried rice, wheats and grains and things like that, sweetbreads, all kinds of like wonderful different, like a smorgasbord of just deliciousness, as well as there is ale, as well as rum.
Let's go.
And there are like some just like pantry staples and necessities to kind of help like stock up just the basics, so things like honey and sugar, just tons of the commodities that you would want to have plenty of, because Holly has grown accustomed to a certain standard of living, like a lifestyle, right? And so she is going to foot the bill on a lot of that.
Time in the cave, she's going to become accustomed.
She is a world champion swimmer. Okay, but as far as I believe poisons and cannons and cannonballs, these individuals had cannonballs to offload. They do not have any specifically cannons. He just kind of laughs. He's like, yeah, we like to travel as light as we can. That kind of stuff will throw your balance off if you don't have enough of them. And quite frankly, these old ships here don't have the tonnage for it. But I mean, I've got some cannonballs. I've got some 8-pounders, but I don't have a full, like carronade or anything like that on board. Like that would just be. I mean, it'd be smart, if I were trying to, outgun some pirates, but we typically
we'll take what you got, man. We're a little stressed here.
Yeah, we typically have other means of handling, those types, if they're stupid enough to follow us, that is. And he kind of like smirks.
More power to you, my good brother.
And Dill, you asked for poisons?
Yeah, I was asking for poisons for Russ.
Yeah, he just kind of like looks at you. He's like, well, I mean, anything can be a poison if you take enough of it. But yeah, I'm not that kind of merchant, friend. Sorry to tell you.
What about medicine?
It's like, I've got basic, like anesthesia. I've got some bandages and things like that. I've got like a bit of a poultice that someone said does wonders. I myself don't have a scratch on me, so I wouldn't be able to tell you for sure. But
hey man, we're not looking for the cure for cancer here.
Back at Spider Miles, somebody had we thought they were gonna end up having to lose their whole arm. It was a nasty infection. This cleared it up in a day, and he like has a little bit of like a healing salve, like a poultice, like in a jar, and he's just like I said, I just an eyewitness report, but there's a dude named Hardy, who this saved his arm, from what I saw.
Okay, we'll take it.
And so it is gonna be, if you're wanting cannonballs, he has like easily like 24. And that's gonna be like the ship that you guys had and stuff like that, like originally did not have cannons on it, but there were salvageable cannons for the most part from the ship that you came in on, Bang D Boom. Like it's like, because this is kind of like a Frankenstein together ship. You guys had a little bit of supplies and you guys were able to recover some cannonballs. I'll get you a hard number in a bit.
No worries. No need for him in the foreseeable future. So
yeah, but as far as like purchasable goods from him, he's got about 24 8-pounder cannonballs. No poisons. He has a little bit of just basic medicine supplies, which we will go ahead and say, aside from that like specialty medicine, he just has med kits which function as basic like potions of healing.
Right.
So he has plenty of those, which are going to be pretty expensive for the most part. Those can go. He's actually charging about like $50,000 for those each.
Okay. So let me. I'll throw in. Let me see what I got. I'll throw in a glass warhammer. If the cutlass was worth 100,000, the warhammer should be worth at least 200,000, right?
He's just kind of like looking at it. He's just like, where do you keep getting this stuff from? This is honestly crazy.
That is, hey, we'll call it a trade secret, if you will. But that aside, again, limited edition item. No more of these are being made. I can promise you that. And so, I think even considering the rarity of it, of a large weapon like this, something like 250 is not unreasonable. Or even if we were talking about it in terms of items, 5 med kits?
He's like, listen, I was being pretty generous with 100,000 berries before for the cutlass. That's what some like Mato blades would go for. I don't know. Right. I don't know about. He kind of like he picks up the. He picks it up and he's gonna like kind of like give it a little bit of like a 1-2 again, like a test strike, and he's like, I don't know, like he's like, this could just be made out of like normal glass and not the fancy stuff that the other, like you could be trying to pull wool over my eyes. And he's like, so I gotta test it out.
My friend, why would I go through all of this trouble just to fool you with a glass warhammer? You think if I had fake glass, I'd put all of it into a hammer and then trade it for med kits of all things?
He's just like, you understand, I've got to test out the merchandise just a little bit. That's how trades work. He's like, right.
Well, and you can understand. It seems you're a reasonable businessman. I at least need an agreement in place. As long as the test works out, we're good for 6 med kits, right?
You drive a hard bargain, but yeah, I could see that. I could let that slide, and he just gives it like a big thwack, and he actually like punches a hole into the deck where you guys are kind of like hanging out at right now. And his eyes are kind of like shook, and he's just like, oh man, looks like I don't know my own strength. And he's just like, no sweat, just tell whoever's in charge around here that was your fault. He's just like, chucks the hammer over to like one of his crew members up above deck and stuff like that.
I'm just gonna chuckle and be like, yeah, no worries, but we'll call it on the house.
So got cannonballs, got med kits. You guys have got like a ton of food. Like probably
got
like
any rice crackers?
Holly's just like reaching into a bag of like these like crunchy like thin discs and just like crunching on them. Like, yeah, I got the last of the bags right here.
Aw, he always takes the good stuff, Captain.
Yo, Holly, your back is looking a little big right now. I don't know.
She just kind of like glares, like just like darts, like daggering eyes into you and whatnot. As far as chains, yeah, he's got some chains as well. I'm trying to look at what else you guys put in the chat. Oh wow. All of that would be pretty well covered within what you've traded so far. So yeah, you guys can get some gunpowder, some cannonballs, some booze, and there's enough like food supplies and things like that here for at least 3 weeks.
Okay, I do want to ask the guy like separately. It's like, now I know this may be a little bit less common, things like that. You wouldn't happen to have a log pose, right?
I've got no need for something like that, but I mean, normally you find a rarity such as that, most people aren't going to let that go for any sort of cheap price, and probably wouldn't be willing to trade it.
Who's talking about cheap? Who's talking about cheap?
I'm just saying, if you're you for something like that, you'd really need to be shelling out big time, and I said, I'm not made for the grand line. That's the pirates' graveyard. I'm just a simple merchant.
Hey, that's fair enough, but can you any recommendations or suggestions as to where I might find one?
Well, I mean, if you're the unscrupulous type, you could surely take one off of a marine ship. But if you're trying to come by one honest, I think the best deal you're gonna find is in Davenport. It's a bit of a pirate metropolis here in the north.
Well, let's just say we found ourselves that fit in quite well amongst pirates, regardless of association. So I guess that'll bring me this. You happen to have a map, directions to Davenport?
Oh yeah, it's a little bit north, straight north from here actually. As long as you don't get yourself pulled into the doldrums or the Fool Sea, you pass right by Flevance, and you should hit right on it. Like it's like a dead target. Like is
Davos around to hear this?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's like, it's a leeward island from here, so really you just follow the winds and they'll take you there. Like, you just gotta make sure you don't get sucked into any part of the waters you don't want to be in.
Fair enough. And you don't do any business with the archipelago, do you?
And he just kind of like spits on into the ocean. He's just like, I bite my tongue at Tempest Industries.
I'm gonna like dap him up real quick. I'm like, nah, I feel you, bro.
He's just like,
I'm on the same thing.
He's like, all of my goods come from local, proprietors, small businesses, and I'm over here supporting, making an earnest living on these seas. I might sell to a few pirates here and there. I don't ask too many questions, but we don't really take kindly to that kind of big business and someone who shells out to the government like that.
Well, let me just say, between you and me, I don't think you'll have any problems coming to Port Scarlet in the future. I don't know who's been causing all this ruckus, but
So where the hell's that? Port Scarlet. Never heard of it.
I just think you guys are going to get the feeling that you're more than welcome here.
Dill stamps his boot on the ground. This is Port Scarletta.
And I'm just like, oh, hey, you might not have realized there was right after we got here, we found out, we talked to the guys that were around. Apparently there's a name change. I know it was Delphina or something like that earlier. Scarletta. That's the new name.
Yeah. Oh, I guess pardon me, these sea charts are outdated every 5 or 6 months with all the crazy shit happening in the north.
Nah, yeah. I feel you, man. There's no worries. But yeah, I good doing business with you. But we're setting out ourselves, and so we wish you the best on your voyage and ventures. And hey, my man Jerry over here, I'm sure he'll be one of your best customers. I know you guys are worried a little bit about the troubles on the seas and stuff like that, but throw him a little discount, and I can pretty much guarantee you guys are gonna have trouble.
Jerry is drunk off his ass, and he just pulls the guy in shoulder to shoulder, with pours him up some of his own ale that he sold him, and he's just like, hey, well, listen here, partner, you keep the drinks a coming, and I'll make sure that you won't have any issues with pirates coming around this town. You hear? And he's like, it's been a rough couple of weeks, let me tell you, but we've really got a whole new bearing and he just keeps rambling on, and Jerry is just like talking this guy's ear off, and this guy kind of partakes of the booze that he just sold Jerry for free, and he's just like, yeah, I think I kind of like it here. This ain't too bad. And so business is done, and you guys kind of get everything cargo loaded up onto the ship and whatnot, and Jerry is 3 sheets to the wind, and I think you guys think that it's about time to set sail onto the sandy sea,
as we're loading up on here, I'm sure we're gonna grab the Gin Project guys. I just want to talk to the hyena dude real quick and be like, hey, look, bro, I see you still around, against my advice, but that must be for a reason. So look, as long as you cooperate with us, we got no problems. I understand you got your own goals in mind or whatever that may be, but as long as we can get across here peacefully, you causing no ruckus, I don't see why we can't get along.
So if I overheard things correctly, we're going to see that four-armed man, right?
Indeed.
And you
got business with that fish stick, huh?
And you need some horsepower. That's what you're telling me?
That might come in handy.
Well, if you want that old fart, trying to generate any power, you go ahead and let him, but I'm just saying I'd probably do a lot better. And he just flexes a little bit. This dude, yeah, he's just built. He's just for some of those rations, that is.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a ration out. Look, bro, I'm not like that forearm guy. See me, I call him fish stick. He be getting on my nerves. But you seem like a reasonable guy. So as long as we can work together, I don't think we'll have any problems at all. You know what I'm saying?
he grabs the rations and he's just like, yeah, no problems at all. And he shoulder checks the shit out of you.
Oh yeah. No, we can consider an aggressive dapo.
You call it what you want, but he's attempting to assert dominance. You guys get like all loaded up, and he is not gonna be any trouble, it seems. And he straight up just what he cannot wait. He is living for the day that he gets to have a rematch with Lord Azrael.
I can respect that.
We're gonna be back on the map of the King's Coast here.
You ready to set sail, Captain?
Yo, that looks so sick.
You guys are down here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we ready to leave the port, my good brother.
Let's set sail.
So as far as on setting sail and things like that, there are a few actions that can be taken if you were to be in combat on ship and stuff like that. We're not necessarily going to go over all of those right now on stream or anything like that, but I've been cooking, y'all. The main thing that you're going to want to know is that your your speed of your ship is going to be 60 miles per hour, which roughly comes out to, if you're on water, like about like 6 or 7 knots, I think. Like and so while you're sailing with the wind, like downwind, you're only going to be able to sail as fast as the wind. But you guys have like a gigantic like sandblast generator thing, so that is going to be actually very fast. If you are actually like sailing on the water and things like that, you're actually going to want to be sailing across the winds instead of like downwind, because you can only really travel as fast as the wind is if you're sailing downwind. But if you're sailing across wind through like the proper cut of your and trim of your sails and things like that, you can actually sail faster than the wind. But right now you don't have to worry about that because you have the sand power. And again, Jerry shrugged and didn't really know how fast this thing was gonna originally be able to go. And he did say to Davos to be careful about how sensitive it's going to be to maneuver and avoid large rock structures. So, as you guys, basically blast off, the sheer speed and force at which the wind starts to hit your sails is enough to shake the entire vessel, and I'm going to need every single one of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
So I don't think Captain's here right now, so I am
strong will.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to. Davos, you're no longer exhausted.
Strong will.
Oh, at all? I thought I still had one.
I'm gonna use 2 of them things.
That was on the first day. Yeah, that was on the first day, and then you would have gotten rid of another one. So Dill, you should only be at, I think, 2? Right? Off of your exhaustion?
I don't know. I started off at 5, so however that math.
Yeah, so it's been 3. It's been like 3. This is the 3rd day, so you should be at -2 on your exhaustion. But Davos, you're completely non-exhausted. So that's a 14 from Bang D Boom, a 22 from Davos. Let me start rolling for the NPCs. As the nomads, as this like happens, are like honestly, they're just like, oh my god, like. We shouldn't be moving this fast, like, and like some of them are just like Russ just straight like vomits. It's, like as soon as this all goes down. Holly is used to going fast, and she's just like, this is nothing probably. She is going to make a dexterity save. This is for Holly. Yeah, she's fine. She's also not exhausted anymore, so let me remove that. So Holly is good. Let's see.
Mine's a 8 instead of a 6. I had updated it. It just didn't update right away.
It's rough, bro.
Yeah. But I would like to help the captain.
You do have proficiency, so you can do that. This is for Big Azra. He does not have advantage.
Can I run any sort of water vehicles to like assist everybody?
Anyone else got proficiency in deck saving throws for the help a brother?
Russ does, but Russ is gonna help out Big Azra, so Big Azra is fine. This is gonna be Dalt Wisney. She crit, she's good. She's just kind of like woo, she's just having a good time. Davos.
Does Balincc have proficiency in deck saves?
Actually, I think he does.
I think they do, yeah. So that's useful.
Captain, help!
Help!
Help! Oh my god.
This is for Samia. Samia will also use a strong will, I think. She's probably good with that. She feels like she's hanging on all right. And then we have let's see. So Russ.
So do I get the captain's help?
I don't know where the captain's at. You can ask the captain.
Well, you know he ain't here, bro. So I'm asking the DM.
Oh my god, this is tragic for my boy. Okay, cool. Russ feels good with that. Softy boy, and then Harry, and then I think I'm done. Jesus, is a lot of them. As far as, oh my goodness, as far as Davos saying anything about water vehicles, you do have proficiency in water vehicles. This is currently a land vehicle.
Shoot.
Oh, if it's me or Davos that gets the help from the captain, I would say give it to Davos. I don't know what he rolled.
He rolled like a 22, but like he was asking to help anybody else, like, you know.
Oh yeah. Bangy Boom needs help. Oh god.
Well, I don't have proficiency in deck saves, so I can't give it to you in that way. And I guess I can't with the water vehicles either.
Can we take an absentee vote from the captain saying he would help his crewmate in need that failed to save?
Where the hell's Balincc at?
I mean, I definitely
we all know he ain't in here, bro.
If Scarlet didn't help someone, I definitely think that she would help Bang at this point.
Oh god.
Save the Shipwright.
And I'm saying this with the full intention in my mind, knowing that Dill is about to get launched off of this ship.
Hey, wait, what?
I rolled an 8, boy.
Oh, never mind.
You're good. Take it. Go for it.
If Scarlet's gonna help somebody, she can help Dill.
That is the first mate. But Scarlet is in fact proficient.
It's not like we're over water right now, so me falling overboard doesn't really hurt.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna roll. Yeah, I'm gonna roll for Scarlet. Yo, that is tragic.
Yeah, that is tragic. But if she can help Scarlet can help somebody.
Yeah, Scarlet will, I guess. What did you already roll with advantage?
No, I roll it flat. No, I roll it flat.
Okay, yeah. So you can go ahead and re-roll. That's insane. And I'm just gonna assume Scarlet is gonna probably use one of her lucky points on this. And that's fine. Yeah, that is a much better roll. So that just leaves brother Dill, who is going to be so inebriated, like After having alcohol for the first time in a couple days, dude went in hard on the liquor, and he while this thing rocketed off, he was not prepared and is immediately going to fall prone and be bludgeoned by several of the above deck cargo, like barrels and things like that, like boxes of fruit and barrels of like water and things like that, just like bludgeon into you, brother Dill. And let's see, you are going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. Not that bad. So there is not an attacker. This does not apply.
So I can't see that dirty hoe, that barrel that hit me.
Just because you're wasted and you think that the barrel hit you. Like, it does not have fists. Yeah, but just by the way that that's worded, this doesn't not apply because this is not an attack. This is just an environmental mishap. But yeah, so you guys rocket off, and you are actually at full speed ahead, which is going to be closer to 120 to 150 feet per round. And I'm going to need Davos to actually roll me a d6 to determine where you fall on that speed.
Let's go.
A 5? Okay, so yeah, you're at 145, so almost as close to top speed as you can get right now. 145 feet of movement speed. You guys are peeling across. That's every 6 seconds, mind you. So this ship is just bulleting forward at breakneck speeds. And I'm gonna need a maneuver check, which will just be a we'll call it a sea vehicles. This one will be with disadvantage. I'm going to tell you right now, the DC is low. It's just a 10, but you have disadvantage because you are unfamiliar with how this vehicle works on land. But go ahead and make me that sea vehicles check, Davos. Easy peasy. You're able to like kind of like
the Helmsman.
Yeah, you're kind of able to get like some zigzags in really quickly, avoid a few like rock fixtures, and you notice, you know, you come to pretty quickly realize how much less you have to like overcompensate for the anglings and things like that. You get a good feel of the resistance of things and of the wind speed. You have like good bearings. You're plowing through cacti and things like that, but you avoid several large rock fixtures as you're peeling across the red sand desert, easily almost 3 times as fast as on Camelback, which is insane. It's been a while since you felt like the wind kind of like whipping through, you know, like and around you, like when you like last were at the helm on the high seas, going somewhere near this fast, like easily like 10 knots that you're traveling. Like this is a great feeling for you all, I'm assuming, except for Dill. And some of the nomads. Russ is having a terrible time. He is seasick on land right now, as he is just struggling to stay, like he loses consciousness for a bit. Dal Wisney is just having a blast. Yeah, Scarlet is also kind of just like Scarlet's probably like laughing a little bit, but like feeling queasy. But yeah, it is a good old time. Brother Big Azra is going to help out Brother Dill, share it with a couple drinks with him and whatnot, and it seems like smooth sails for a little bit, as obviously you're not going to want to ride this thing up the mountains. Davos feels like it's probably better to head towards the river on the other side, banking off like a hill or two here, avoiding a ravine or two. Whenever you kind of cross here, you notice there's like some stretching dunes that you're able to kind of like ride off the crests and stuff and through the troughs and things. It's not too hard for you, and you're making like ridiculously quick time through all of here. But at this point, you're going to notice that there are a lot of like peaking like mesas and like jutting like mountain like things. At least this is where we will enter into difficult terrain, in which case you are going to need to give me another maneuver check. This one will be flat. That is unfortunate. Okay,
I'm the helmsman.
Yikes. And that's crazy because a 9 is still almost like passing, but it's a crit fail.
The captain would use her bardic inspiration, right?
It's still a critical failure, but yeah, you can roll a d8.
How much of a difference will that make? Should I save that for something else?
I think if it's still a crit fail, I don't think
it's still a crit fail, but if you clear, let me say, so if you clear a 15 with this bardic inspiration, I will treat it as a normal fail instead of a crit fail.
So you need a 6 or higher.
You need a 6 or
Let's
higher.
go.
Let's go. Okay. So there is a bit of like some shifting sand, and as like the winds kind of cross you, you have like you're being blasted with your sails are being blasted like from the back with like this sand power that's just like streaming straight into, but you were like just a tiny bit of shifting sand was enough to change the sway of the ship a little bit, put a little bit too much stress on one of the skis and a little bit of lift on another ski, and that ski flew upwards because of like a smaller rock that came up underneath it, and you kind of like fishtailed for a bit, losing a little bit of like your direction and forward momentum, and you kind of ended up like this way, which is going to lead you very close to the shore, and having to weave through even more of these treacherous like mountain like basins and things like that coming in onward. So now I'm going to need at this point, if there are any other things that any of the rest of the crew are trying to do. I'm sure that there is like the lookout. Russ is not going to be a good lookout right now, but Scarlet would be a bit of like on lookout duty. You know, she does have 3 eyes, you know, and she is able to inspire as well. So it kind of makes sense. I believe she is also the navigator of the crew as well as the captain. So it makes sense that she is kind of like on lookout duty and navigating. Davos is at the helm. Bang Deep Boom, you notice that there was a little bit of damage taken from the bracket of the of that ski if you were wanting to do any quick fixing. Dill,
I got my joint right here, the crab vessel.
Hell yeah.
So it should take me. Well, I guess that's just about regaining hit points. So I guess.
Yeah, so I'll treat it like basically like when you use mending on your cannon, I think it gets 2d6 hit points back. So you're able to, you just got to kind of climb out there and get onto the ski. You are moving ridiculously fast while this is all happening, so this is very precarious.
I'm gonna use some of those chains I got from the dude and like tie to some rope, and like I'm gonna kind of rappel down the side, try to like throw some repairs on there real quick, you know.
Nice. So this is just a mending action, but in order for you to get like down there, this will be I'd say like an acrobatics with advantage, because you're
Okay.
using some stuff to kind of like assist you here and there. Dill, are you doing anything other than just plugging, just cheersing up with the homie? Like
I am also on standby in case either Davos or Bang call out for any repairs to be made.
Thank
gotcha.
God for advantage. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
with the soft 20, you're able to, you know, you very easily are able to kind of get down there and repair quickly what's going on with like one of the ski brackets that kind of got jostled whenever you guys banked a little bit there, and like it's no sweat, everything's looking pretty up to code at this point. You remember that the skis and the keel were like crucial, and that Jerry said do not let them take on too much damage, so you got to it in a timely manner. That's no sweat. Then I'm gonna need 2 more maneuver checks from Davos, the W Helmsman himself. And these are both going to be flat.
Flat ones.
Yes, sir. Yo.
The duality of Davos.
Okay, so with that W there, I will even let you roll the second one again, as you would have had advantage from critically succeeding on that first one. So if you want to, I mean, the 17 you feel pretty confident about, like, trust me, but if you wanted to try and roll it again, you can. You have advantage on that one.
I will. I'll take that. I also want to flavor like even the crit fail as like, as we're coming around the bend, I'm wrestling with the controls, and I notice maybe like just the very tip of the back of a Sea King as it like peeks out of the sea up here far off, and that's what made me kind of like lose control. But then I like kick it back into gear with that. That's as we come up on this kind of mesa-esque terrain.
19. Nice. So
The
yeah,
19.
yeah, you are maneuvering.
I'm whipping it.
Nearly flawlessly through difficult and unfamiliar terrain, threading the needle in between, zigzagging around like all of these different like mesas, even using like one as like a bit of like a ramp onto softer sand on the other side of things. And like you're just absolutely like killing it, like W Helmsman style, as you come across a bit of what seems like maybe familiar terrain, and you do recognize a little bit of what you've seen here. This puts you kind of close to where you guys ended up finding Holly, and you know that you would need to kind of like curve around this like little mountain situation here. And you would find the glass house and like obviously the tourbillon shortly. And as you guys kind of get out of the shadow of this mountain, the tourbillon is visible the more and more you approach through these mesas. I'm gonna need one more, again with advantage, check from you. Maneuver check, please.
Let's go! We're out here.
Brother, what in the world has happened? This is insane.
The best helmsman.
Dude, I want to look at Bang as we come around the curve of the big mountain range and go, I just want to like scream, the gambit is incredible!
Oh yeah, I'm just all smiles. Like I just came up off the side of the ship trying to repair the sled. Just all smiles.
Yeah, that is crazy. You guys are just cutting through the red sand desert in ridiculous, like at a ridiculous pace, like butter. This is like it's literally like easy breezy for you guys right now. And yeah, I mean, Holly is like noticing the tourbillon, and she's like gonna let you know, Davos. She's just like, now remember, you know, you wanna like with this kind of momentum, you're gonna want to like sail into it and like outspeed it. Like this should be easy at this point, but it's gonna be a bit of a hard impact unless we like head for like the lowest part of the cliff edge. And so now you can kind of choose. You can bank off literally right here straight into the tourbillon, which would be a pretty far drop off. You remember seeing like how tall the cliffs were, or you can head down here, like down this path, which would mean that you would need to make more maneuver checks, but you would be able to get to a smoother drop off point into the tourbillon.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we need to go with the current a little bit there.
So are you wanting to drop straight off, or are you wanting to go a little bit more south and continue?
Oh, yeah, south, the slightly longer land route.
Okay, so you are going to attempt to head down south. You're gonna be able to bank off of like one of these hills, and you notice that like this is like this like sends you a little bit. You get like some hang time off of this one, right? You are going to actually need to thread the needle straight in between like these two fixtures here. I'm trying to turn this token, but I freaking can't. So hold on. But yeah, I'm gonna need this one will just be flat, as this is an extremely difficult maneuver, and I'm gonna put a new token onto the map to represent this one, but this one is just flat. That is literally exactly what you needed.
Oh, I was worried about that. The airtime was definitely very new.
All of these are DC 10s. There are like more difficult maneuvers and things like that. I just took away the advantage for how difficult this one is. But yeah, you're able to, I don't know why it's not letting me rotate this token, but I'm trying. Here we go. Cool. So you guys are able to get through, and I'm gonna need one more round, unless you're trying to like drop off right here where you're at, before you can get to like what seems to be like the lowest like point that you can enter into the water from here. Because so far it's like cliffs. There is actually a semblance of a coast as you move further south.
Okay, yeah, let's send it all the way, I think.
Okay, so that is one more. This one will have advantage as it's not as difficult, but you're just you're coming on some uneasy you're not able to just kind of ramp off of this one. Jeez,
let's go.
Like, what is happening?
It's gotten even better since the Davy back fight. Like it's so stacked at this point.
W Helmsman in chat, everybody. That is crazy. But yeah, you were able to it is insane how well you're able to kind of like maneuver this thing and just zigzag around like would-be obstacles. You're able to easily get yourself oh my goodness, if only. You're able to easily like sail yourself like and cruise straight into the tourbillon off with no troubles whatsoever. Easy transition onto the water here. I'll switch us to a different map here, as we are going to actually get back to Lord Azrael. And Lord Azrael, you were stunned for an entire round, and we get back to and we get back to this thing's turn. It is going to, oh my god, I have so many sheets open now. Hold on. it is not gonna have enough juice to try to get its bolt breath out on you, but it is in fact going to swim forward with as much speed as it can muster, which is it has 65, so it can get right here, and it is going to attempt to chow down on you once again. What am I trying to roll here? I forgot. There we go. So yeah, this thing is going to attempt to bite into you, Lord Azrael. I think a 24 does hit. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, and it is going to deal just an absolute shit ton of damage, I think. Do you have Fishman Determination still?
Oh, yes, I do.
Cool, because I was like actually nervous for a second, because this is a massive crunch. Well,
it seems that the bite didn't work. I'm free. I shall swim away now.
Swim fast.
I'll actually let you, because you're so much smaller than it, I'll let you make a dex save. We're gonna say a DC 13 for you to be able to try to like swim in between its teeth or something as you become unstunned, because this is going to be a massive hit if you do take it. Yeah, so you're actually able to barely like we were saying with Davos, like thread the needle out of like a you've been bit before, and so you're you know, something inside of you is just like, not again, and then it is going to be your turn.
Well, gosh, Blue, I'm not gonna stay around anymore. On an action dash.
As you attempt to leave, it is gonna like lash its tail at you a little bit with a opportunity attack. Jeez.
Jesus Christ on a motorbike.
What is happening with this macro? I'm so confused.
I used the body of the lamprey to block the attack.
Ain't no way. I am not sure what is happening here, but let's see.
Sound like you need to refresh your roll 20, Vex.
I trust me. It's Davy Loans, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with roll 20.
What is happening?
Well, what is it saying from Davy Loans?
You know, so much damage the computer can't even calculate.
Those in my debt shall not fear death. Third commandment of Davy Loans.
It's
Yo,
25.
Right, look at this.
It's 25 damage in chat.
God damn it.
As this thing does not want to let you get away, and you get hit with the tail end of it. Let's see. But you are able to make a significant distance in between you and it. And is that going to be it on your turn? Oh, so that was movement, action dash, bonus action dash.
I didn't do my bonus action dash yet. I was getting to it.
I'm gonna roll. Okay. Nothing to see here, folks. Just big chillin'. That's a thing. Cool. So
Wait, where's the grid? Oh, here it is.
Where's the what?
The grid.
There's not really a grid on this map. Was way too big for a grid. Like, but I mean, I can like measure for you. I don't know where you were trying to go.
Oh, I was moving in a circle because I have to go with current.
Yeah, so that's like about how much you've used. If you can see where I'm at.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
That's all I can really do.
Okay, you've made a significant like gap in between you and it, and it is going.
I gotta roll a Constitution save.
Dill, what you typing in the chat for? What's that all about? Yikes. Oh, is that for your concentration?
Pretty much. Ragnar pack smelling loud. What does that mean?
Oh my goodness. So it is going to chase after you with all of its movement. And that's as far as it can get. It is going to not be able to it like you see like a little bit of like static like wisping around in the water there, but it doesn't seem like enough for it to conjure another bolt breath. So it is going to use its action to dash and get right up on you once again, and it's going to prepare to bite. But it can't really do anything. It just used its action. But basically, this thing could actually, it is right up on you. Like, and that is gonna be your turn once again. No, if you don't disengage, you will take an attack of opportunity from this thing.
But disengage is an action.
It is.
So in the next turn, he'll still catch up to me, and I'll be hit anyway.
Wait, what's your movement speed?
40.
40 plus the bonus action. Oh, you don't have that anymore, do you?
No.
Is there anything else you'd like to try to do on your turn?
Give me a minute.
You could prepare an action if you want to forego your reaction or something.
What I'll do is I will take my all right. I will bonus action.
My brother. That's actually crazy. Ragnar, you still there?
Yep, my brain is turning. Give me a minute.
You're cool. While this is happening, I am actually going to need Davos to roll initiative. What the fuck? That's actually crazy.
Sorry, I didn't think about my token.
No, you're cool. I'll get it added. I'm just gonna drag you out real quick and then add a turn.
Vex, I totally forgot to mention this, but what about those breathers we were working on with Samia?
Yeah, she fashioned 2 of them. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not gonna use your token.
The best BBL in history.
What is happening? My Roll20 has crashed 3 times in a row. I think Ragnar is also like IRL blue screening right now.
Alright, so as an action, I will take my experimental medicine. And I will take the mobility form.
Aren't you already in that? Or no?
No, I'm not. I use Vex. I'm on human determination.
Oh yeah. You got knocked out of the form. My bad.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Keep up, man. You gotta keep track of this shit, man. Here's a question, Vex. Would I be able to roll a strong will on that con save?
So the DC for concentration is 10 or half the amount of damage that was taken, whichever is greater. You took 25 damage, is that correct?
Yeah, so half would be what, 12?
12 or 13. Yeah, I'll be generous and call it a 12. But even then, what do you have to roll for that? You got a 9,
4.
right? I'll allow it. Oh. You have another strong will, don't you?
Yeah, but see, I rather save that just in case. Let's see something real quick. I'm technically out of these. Let's mark it off real quick.
Yeah.
I'll escape, I use cure, I think use absorb elements. Alright, so that's me. Use my action to experimental medicine. About effects enraged. Alright, 50 feet of movement.
All right. Well, I am. I'm gonna say if you're not sure what you're going to be doing, then we're gonna move on. Okay, you got it. You got it. So did you action disengage?
No, I did not. I used my action to eat a pill.
All right. So it is going to attempt to swipe at you again with its tail. All right. Yeah, its tail. So this is gonna be. Does an 18 hit?
No, it does not.
Oh my god.
Let's go,
dude. That is crazy. All right, so you narrowly escape, feeling it like the force from I'll even say the force from the tail swiping at you will push you an extra 10 feet. He said, "Let's go." Oh my goodness. And as that happens, if there's nothing else that's gonna go down on your turn, you are wisped slightly further away. Oh my goodness, what is happening? And the ship, the shadow of a ship from above can be seen now. Lord Azrael is this tiny little guy right here. And as the Queen's Gambit hits the seas, the rough, choppy seas of the tourbillon, they begin to sail overhead. I'm gonna just put it right here on the map. As they're also gonna be sailing clockwise, but way up above. Like we're talking about like a couple 100 feet up above and things like that. As soon as the ship enters into the tourbillon, at least the part of the tourbillon that that is directly closer to the shore, not the deepest part of the tourbillon, this creature is going to look up. And Lord Azrael, it's almost as if you see it smiling a little bit.
Oh no.
And the ship has entered into the tourbillon and is sailing faster than the actual current itself. What are your immediate thoughts other than, oh no, Lord Azrael, as you see some sort of shadow up, you're sure it's a boat, but it's so small and so far up there, and you couldn't possibly know whose boat it was, but you have what's going through your mind?
That ship is doomed.
And coming out from the ship, a small, tiny creature, comparatively to even the small ship in the distance, will start bulleting its way down with breakneck speeds, and we will see just now coming into view, giving off a little bit of like a bioluminescent glint, Holly diving down and seeing Lord Azrael and this massive gyro worm, and she comes to a skirt, she's just like, oh fuck. And that is where we're gonna end it for tonight.
That's Hollywood Bang D Blast, right?
Is your cannon waterproof?
It should be. There's nothing that says it's not.
I'm fine with that. It's she's gonna need it, but
and this is the force ballista, so it doesn't shoot anything that would be impeded by water.
I get you. So yeah, this is going to be where we call it now, as Holly and Lord Azrael lock eyes, and she sees this massive Neptunian here, and you can kind of see the look on her face, Lord Azrael, as she literally just says oh fuck. And the ship as well as Holly have entered the initiative. This is where we'll pick up next time.
my
Wild.
God.
Absolutely
My
wild.
God.
Oh my goodness. I was shaking there whenever whenever you're like that last tail hit, like I was like, does an 18 hit? Like, oh my goodness.
I just want to tell you, bro.
Holy shit.
I swam away from that creature saying, "It's how it works or it doesn't."
Oh my goodness, dude. Yeah, that is insane. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this could have been a lot worse. You could have been eaten again. You could be making death saving throws right now. You could be straight cooked already, 5 times over. But we have made it this far. You feel beat the hell up, Lord Azrael, but in certain ways you're stronger than you were before. Yeah, we'll see how this all goes. Next week, same time, Tuesday at 7 p.m. CST. Scarlet Pirates solo, group 2 solos has been such a blast of a session. I'll have a lot more ship combat, kind of like the things to go over with the crew throughout the week. And next week should be really, really interesting. But we have officially set sail. And yeah. This is gonna be the craziest session yet, I think, next week. So make sure you show up for that. I'm gonna go around quickly and let my players plug anything that they've got coming up on their platforms, or just say anything that they want to say before I close out with the cover story. I know Mikey, the W Helmsman himself, huge props for the crits tonight on those maneuver checks. I know you're on cloud 9 about that right now. Tell the folks how you're feeling, as well as I think you have a little bit of an announcement for Mikey's Men, Group 14 of TLA D&D, right?
Oh, yeah. First of all, it's insanely fun to be back at the helm. Thank you, Vex, for another week of a great session. I had a good feeling about this one, especially, and I see why now. This was a ton of fun. Much love to all my fellow Scarlet Pirates. Much love to the chat, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Yeah, we do have an official date locked in for Session 2 of Group 14. That'll be on the 30th of this month. That's another Thursday at 3 p.m. EST. Come join us over on Straw Hat Lucas's channel. There's plenty of time still to catch up on Session 1 if you didn't have a chance to join us live. The VOD yet. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun, and we're still just getting started. So excited for that. Again, thank you everybody for joining us tonight, and much love, Group 2 solos.
Hell yeah. Link in the description for Straw Hat Lucas's channel. His rambling addictions have been popping off. That's the captain of the last arc, and that is also where Mikey's Men will be streamed. So make sure you go and subscribe to the homie there. Show some love so you can turn on the notification bell or whatever, so you can make sure to be in the loop whenever they do go live for that. Yeah, I see Lucas in the chat right now.
I did want to make a quick announcement. Some Monwo reviews coming up on the Partypete channel. Keep an eye out. Next couple weeks we're gonna be dropping something.
Hell yeah, hype for that. Let me know if you need any help with that, brother. And link for the Partypete channel also in the description. Then I know, speaking of the last arc, we were talking about the Straw Hat Lucas, the captain of the last arc. We have the frontline combatant of the last arc here with us, and I understand that next week we're going to be having a bit of an interesting stream. You want to tell the folks a little bit about that?
I think I can. I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for the people. We're going to be having a TLA of some sort.
Sounds interesting. I mean, I'm definitely going to be there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. So I think it's next Wednesday, right? So we got next Tuesday heat here on the Group 2 session. And then the day after that, we should be having even more heat. So make sure to join in there if you would. Then Ragnar, I know you got you always say, like, if you want to reach me, just like pray or something. You got anything else you want to say about the end of today's session and going into next week?
Davy Loans is a real god, and we should all give him our money.
He said it. That's wild. Balincc, you missed one crazy stretch of the session. But you want to tell the folks anything before we call it a quits? All right, with that,
I just want to say shout out to my W crew, Balincc solos, Scarlet solos, Queen of the Seas forever. You'll never take me alive. And actually, here I am to say this on my phone.
Yo, W Dill. But well, I know I missed a lot. My laptop started fucking up on me during the session. But yeah, I caught everything like during the live and everything like that. But yo, shout out to Chess for sticking out. Shout out to Vex for giving us such an enjoyable session. It's such a crazy ass cliffhanger. Cause I see a dragon. Scarlet versus Dragon.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I think this might be the sickest cliffhanger I think I've ever read, John. And there's been a lot. Yeah, there's been a lot. But yeah, absolute hype going into next session. Literally is probably gonna be the craziest one we've ever had. So big ups to that. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out after reading this week's cover story, and just again, make sure you like these streams, subscribe, check out all the links in the description, and we love you, chat. Thank you so much. Interior: a greenhouse in the north with the sun beating down through the glass panes of the surrounding structure. Rows of leafy and flowering greens, mostly with vivid reds, yellows, and purples speckled throughout them, stretch the length of the expansive garden work. A short and elderly lady with a clipboard approaches a writhing mass of vines and thorns with a squealing rat. Let's see how big it will grow if we feed it as much as it can devour. This is the 6th feeding today. Interesting. And what other information have you been able to gather about them? We haven't heard back from the team of the Bowen Archipelago in a few months. A world government official in a suit and hat seemed uncomfortable as he pressed the older woman for info. He backed up as the feeding commenced, and the shrieks and squeals were echoing throughout the greenhouse. Well, aside from its unique ability to grow quickly and their untold ferocity, I haven't been able to gather much. We might need a bigger greenhouse at this rate. To be continued.